Okay, guys, we've got hip mobility and lower body mobility session here. About 15-20 minutes. We're going to get you nice and limber from about here downwards. So starting with the all-important foam roller. You know these, by the way, guys. You know these by now. So starting with the quads, we're just going to whip through, get a nice little warm-up here. Obviously, if you want to pause the video and do this a little bit longer, go for it. Otherwise, I'm just going to be here for the next 20, 30 seconds for each part. I'm just going to start to roll. So really try and make sure that you're getting the whole quad, so the front, slightly to the outside and the inside if you can. Just work through. Again, as I said, if you want more time, pause the video. Otherwise, just start to warm up these legs and these muscles and get rid of some of that tightness. Good, switching to your hip flexor. Again, smaller movements, really working on those small muscles that sort of join our hip to our quad. They get so tight. So just make sure that you're working those. Good. And once you've done that, you can come onto your IT band. So again, just rolling that. If you're finding tight points, if you're finding pain, then just hold it for a little bit. You can stack or you can put your leg in front and use that as a bit of a lever. You guys know this, but worth repeating. Excellent. Okay. And we are resting and switching to the other side. So quads on the other side. Just 30 seconds or so here with me. Finding all the different tightness in that quad, inside your leg maybe. Ow. Yeah, hurts you too, I'm sure. Good. And then into that hip flexor. Just finding tightness, holding if you need to, and then rolling again. Just release some of that tension. Ooh, got some nice stretches for you today, some new ones, some old ones, some greatest hits. Good, and then onto the IT band. I'm sorry, I've done this the wrong way. I'm going to turn my back on you. It's nothing personal. Just haven't set up in the best way. So getting that IT band on the other side. Again, either stacking the legs or using that leg as a lever. Getting nice and warm. Now, guys, if you want to pause the video here and work on your hamstrings a little bit, maybe your glutes and your calves, then go for it. It will, of course, it will help, but those are kind of my key ones. So yeah, as I said, pause the video if you want to do those now. Just spend 30 seconds on each. Otherwise, we'll continue and we're going to go straight in to our hip openers. So greatest hits for sure. Hip openers, so we're going to go 8 each side. So pushing away with this hand here, okay, and really coming down with that elbow and reaching up to the sky. 8 hip openers, okay? It wouldn't be a hip mobility session. It wouldn't be any session without these, so why not? Once you get more flexible, you might want to think about coming to your elbows here and doing the same thing, okay? So you could also do it from your elbows, depending on how flexible you are, pushing that left knee out as far as it can go, finding that space. Good, once you've done 8, switching over. So change legs, 8 reps. Push that hand into the floor. It's helping you stay upright. Sinking those hips to the floor as you come into it. Not just dropping the arm for no reason, really sink down. Again, coming onto your elbows and try to find that little bit more space if you feel like that your flexibility is improving and hip openers are just too easy for you. Good. Hopefully you've done 8 each side. Very nice. Okay. 90-90. We have been working on this a little bit recently. So you're going to need a pillow or a yoga block or something like that just to help with this stretch. Okay. So pop that block underneath your left hip and then make sure that everything is at a right angle here. Okay. And then we're just going to work on moving twisting behind, and then reaching forward and trying to lift that foot. Okay, so I just want you to work here for 40 seconds or so, lifting that foot, stretching through that hip, and coming back. You might not need the block. I know I need the block. The higher you can lift that foot, the better the stretch. Good. You should be feeling this in your left glute, your left hip. So I've got my right leg behind me, I've got my left leg in front of me, and I'm feeling this right through here. Really quite strong as I lift that foot up. Good, do 2 more. Excellent. Switch sides. Switch sides. So again, we're going to go for about 40 seconds here. So make sure that everything's at a right angle, and then reaching back towards that foot, and then coming down, lifting that foot as high as you can, feeling that stretch through the right hip. Reaching round and forward. Up, 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 up with this foot. As far forward as you can get it. Good, keep going. I know this is uncomfortable. This is why we all dismiss mobility, or we all find it hard to want to do, because it's sometimes not the most comfortable thing. Good, last 5 seconds or so. Try and get one more in. Excellent, and rest there. Pop that back leg down and take the thing away. Right, a couple of stretches for you here. Knees to ground. Okay, so really big and wide stance. We looked at this a little bit recently. So push your hands up, sit up nice and tight, nice and high. Drop the right, I want you to drive your left knee away and bring the right knee to the floor. So I can't, perhaps I'll show you a bit of leg. There you go. So you can see my lovely knee here. Okay, so from here, God, this looks so weird. I'm pushing this left knee away, and I'm dropping my right knee to the floor, and I'm pushing this away. I'm pushing into the floor with my left foot. I'm pushing my left knee away, and this right knee is coming all the way down. I'm feeling a horrendous stretch through the outside of my leg here. Okay, so if you feel that too, don't worry about it. This is what we're trying to do here. Good, but that is loosening off. Switch sides. So very slowly come out of that, plant that right foot, and then push down and push open with this leg here. So push into the, sorry, I'm not using my words. Right foot, push it into the floor and try and drive the knee out, and then stick your left knee on the floor, just like we did on the other side. That's it, keep holding there. Let the body get used to that. Again, screaming stretch right down the side of my hip. Ow. Good, and then we're going to switch back. So I'm just going to take my leg away. No one needs to see that. You guys should be switching to the other side now. So we're going to start moving a little bit quicker. So nice and wide stance, dropping that right knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly back up, drop the other knee right into the middle. Try and get that kneecap on the floor for 3, 2, 1, and switching again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch again. Oh, this is horrible. Oh, I hope this is working for you guys at home as well. Brilliant. And drop that left knee again. And again. One more time. Good, this is next one's gonna be the last one. Excellent, well done. Rest there, okay. Keep the feet here, and I just want both knees now to go down to the ground. Just getting a little bit of movement in these hips. Good, that should be feeling a little better. Good, okay. So we're gonna flip over now, and we're gonna come into our frog stretch. So this is nice and wide with the knees. Our feet are behind us like so. Now, in this position here, you can stay high on your hands or you can come onto your elbows. It really just depends where your tightness is. Okay, but we're really looking to stretch the inside of the legs here and the hips. So from here, what I want you to do is just hold this position. We're going to be here for about 30 seconds or so and just push back. Push that bum back. I'm pushing my bum back to the wall. So just drop into this stretch here. Again, I don't care if you're on your hands or your elbows, wherever you feel like you get a more comfortable stretch, if there was ever such a thing in this position. Good stuff. Okay, come onto your elbows if you're not there already. And then I want you to see if you can lift up your ankle, a bit like we do on the 90-90 exercises. Just lift the foot up towards the ceiling. Lift the foot up towards the ceiling and back down. Now you're going to feel weird and wonderful things right in your joint, hip joint. So just keep lifting that up and down, lift it up and down. Good stuff, guys. We're here for another 20 seconds. Stay strong. Stay with me. Good. And so you don't need to move your legs anymore. Move the feet up, but I just want you to push back again. We're going to just hold the stretch for 30 seconds here, and then we're moving on, I promise. So now we're just back to holding that stretch. Breathe. You might find that that movement has allowed you to go a little bit further. It's good stuff, guys. You've got 15 seconds left. Come on, if you can go a little bit further, now's the time. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Very unladylike, I know, but ooh, wowza. Okay. Whew, nice. Right, so we've done all of our movements now, so we're going to step into more of the sort of normal sequence that we use for our lower body stretching. So we're going to come into our hip flexor stretch. So reaching up, keeping the hip above the knee, keeping the foot below the knee, and we're going to reach up to the ceiling and squeeze this bum cheek and push forward a little bit. Good. And we're here for about a minute, so try and enjoy it. Chat amongst yourselves and squeeze this bum cheek. Good, 20 seconds left. And start to slowly rest there. Now, if you have your sofa behind you, which I'm pretty sure you do, you're going to grab your, well, you don't need to grab your chair because you have your sofa, and you're just going to pop that leg that we were just stretching, you're just going to pop the foot on the chair and then try and remain standing here. Now, you might be here and feeling a good stretch. That's absolutely fine. I want you to try and reduce the angle here as much as possible, okay? And squeezing and feeling a lovely stretch through the quad. So you should feel this a little bit more into the lower part of this muscle, and reaching up and squeezing this bum forward again is just going to help deepen that stretch. We're just here for 30 seconds this time. So reaching up, I know this one's intense. Again, if you want a bit more space, move your foot forward. Just play around and try and find where you're going to be able to hold this stretch. Good, just 10 seconds left here. 3, 2, 1. Slowly relax, just come forward. Slowly take that foot off and we're back on the ground. Okay, right leg, extend it out in front of you. Try and straighten the knee as best you can and then fold that chest down towards the knee. If you want to put your hands on the floor to just help with that balance, that's fine. And just really try and sort of push this knee down and imagine that you're going to take your bum and sort of flip it that way. So you're trying to shift it up as if you were going to, just basically turn your tailbone that way. So really pull, stretching through the hamstring here. We're here for another 40 seconds or so. So try and take nice deep breaths right into that hamstring. Good, really sink a little bit lower if you can. Maybe you can bring your chest a bit closer. Good. Last 15 seconds or so. See if you can go a little bit more. 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there. We're going to take our left foot, pop it over to the other side of the mat. And T, I know you are okay with pigeon, so you're coming down to this position. Vlad, you can come into modified pigeon, so just bring that leg a little bit closer and you can pull that ankle onto that knee to try and get that rotation. Okay, what we're looking for here is the stretch. Oops, I can't stay standing and do that. Is that this is externally rotated. So we're looking for that kind of movement, pushing away. So into pigeon here for 40 seconds or so. Hopefully you've been in this position already while I've been babbling. Try and keep your, you can keep your hands on your feet and knee if that helps you sink down. Try and keep the knees, the hips, sorry, try and keep them level. So try and make sure that you're not lopsided. Try and get them level, okay? So right here, this should be nice and level. If you want to come down a little bit more than you can. You should be feeling this on the outside of your right hip. Excellent, last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and slowly sit down and switching legs. Very nice. Okay, same 4 stretches. Okay, this time on the other side. So coming up into that position. Knee underneath hip, foot underneath knee, and then reaching up on that open side and squeezing this bum cheek forward and just lifting and feeling that stretch, right, particularly in your hip flexor here, possibly into your quad too. You might even feel it up here through your abdominals. So just try and keep a nice neutral posture, squeeze that hip forward. We're here for a minute or so. If you're forgetting, push this lower foot down into the floor, push this foot into the floor, squeeze the bum cheek. When your mind wanders, just come back to those two things, foot into the floor, hip forward. If you want to push forward a little bit here, if you want to extend that stretch because it's getting a little easy, it's loosening off, dip the hips forward, but don't arch the lower back, okay? Keep that bum tucked under, don't let it flare, okay? Tuck it under. Last 20 seconds or so. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax there. Good stuff. Grabbing the chair, popping it behind me now. For our sort of like our extended stretch of that quad. So my right foot's up on the chair or the couch, whatever you guys have got. And then I'm really pushing through this foot here, stretching right through this leg. Keep that foot locked in up there. If you want to reach up, you can. So for me, I'm getting this right towards more like the bottom of my knee, so slightly different than the stretch we've just done. So try and squeeze that hip forward. Okay, you can see me as I'm relaxed, tensing, relaxed, tensing. So try and just maintain that tension in the glute, and that's just going to help that stretch come on. Whew, really firing up. Hold it there, guys. You've got another 40 seconds here. We're going to do a little bit longer. Actually, we did 30 seconds on the other side, didn't we? Okay. 20 more seconds. Keep squeezing. We're nearly there. 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax there. Take that foot down and check and go away. We're going to come into our hamstring stretch. So taking that right foot that was just on top of the chair, popping it out in front of us, and then stretching through this hamstring here. Again, if you want to bring your hands down to the floor, you may. Just really try and drop the knee and think about tucking and flaring that bum to the door behind you or whatever you've got behind you or the ceiling. Okay. Another thing here that I neglected to mention in the other one, if you want to mess around or kind of enjoy a different sensation in the front of your shin or your ankle, then obviously pointing the toes away, pulling them up is going to give you different sensations. So if you've got tight calves, pull them up, you're going to get a lovely stretch through here. If the ankles are sore or the forefront of the foot, just point the toes away. Or just keep it neutral and focus on this hamstring stretch. 30 seconds left. See if you can come down a little bit more. Perhaps that muscle's loosened off a bit for you. Good. Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there and bringing that foot to the top of the mat and across. And then dropping the knee down. Yeah. So I think I've now done the same side twice, but I really hope that you've noticed that we needed to change. Yeah, I think I did the same side. Yeah, I did the same side. I'm sorry, guys. I'll pop a note in the video when I message you. So stretching through that hip should feel really nice. If you want to come down and surrender a little bit to it, go for it, but always try and make sure that these hips are staying parallel, not lifting up, but you're trying to create equal distance from the floor to your hips. Good, this is our last stretch on the hips today, so I hope you enjoy it. Actually, there's one more. Good. Last 10 seconds. See if you can just push a little bit harder. Try and get that hip down. Whew. 3, 2, 1, and relaxing there. Okay, last one, really simple, just because I know that sometimes we get tight in these areas, but if you have a wall or a door, just go ahead and pop your hands on it and just stretch through those calves. So the muscles right back here, this will just mean that our legs are then kind of fully stretched. So plant the foot here, this foot just plant it down the floor, and then push the back heel. So my left foot is behind me, I'm pushing that left heel to the floor, and I'm feeling a gorgeous stretch all the way through my calves. So if you want more, just lean into it a little bit. You can even do this with someone else, so like you can have like your hands on each other's shoulders as you do this stretch. It could be quite a cute little moment for you guys. Good, and then I'd like you to try and see if you can drop your knee a little bit. So you can bring the foot closer towards you, and then just see if you can drop that knee. This knee here, my left knee, has just dropped, and I'm stretching through the Achilles. Okay, so here was the main muscle of the quad. Here are the smaller muscles. So I'm just dropping that knee, keeping my heel on the floor, feeling that right through my Achilles. Good, just 10 seconds. It's not a very big muscle. 3, 2, 1, relax there. Switching over, other foot behind you now, stretching through this calf. So that the back leg is further away from you than it was for that last stretch. And you were just really trying to push that heel to the floor. Lean forward if you need more of a stretch. Fantastic, and then bring that foot closer to you, and then just really bend the knee and try and keep the ankle down, but bend that back knee of the foot you're stretching, of the calf you're stretching. So this is targeting more of the Achilles, which is sort of the small ligaments that sort of run down the side of your ankle. Good, and resting there and shaking off a few little hip openers. Maybe that feels good. Yeah, good. Well done, guys. There's your hip mobility. Any questions? Always here to answer them. And yeah, looking forward to hearing about how it goes. Okay, see you for a session soon. Bye.